Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. And today is going to be a very special episode when we're going to talk about bees. Yeah, go figure. But this one I'm doing in a test world because I want to show you that I've learned a little bit about like the whole automation process. And I made up something on my own, kind of just in reference to what I've already done at my current base. And hopefully I'll be able to go ahead and build this setup there and get things automated, like like the process for the honey drops, and like for my emerald bees, I want to go ahead and make those into emeralds without having to always go downstairs and grab everything out of there, which it's still convenient because everything is automated, so I'm getting all that, and so that was a big time saver. Well, this is another time saver because also I'm trying to work on these pieces like these alvearies, and those take forever. So guys, I want to show you a little bit of what I've done. Now, as you see here, this is the setup I have at my house currently. And what you have is you have your basic bees here, just like this. And I do have chocolate frames trying to speed up things. I don't know any more about frames. I just know the chocolate ones do speed up the process. So when this guy gets done, they're going to rotate as usual. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and show and simulate kind of like what happens in each scenario. So we're going to just say that the stringy comb guy is just going to go ahead and drop his stuff in here. And as you see right here, these are whitelisted, and they're going to go right into this centrifuge, anything that relates to those. So we're going to look at that really quick. And it should, yeah, now it's in here, and it's going to go ahead and do its thing. And of course, now there's different outcomes. You can get this propolis, which is now going to go up here, and then the propolis itself is going to go off in its own place, so it's going to go right over here to this better barrel. But also it could drop a honeydew. Now the honeydew is just going to come straight up in here, and as you see from up here, there's this one where it has the honeydew and honey drop, and those are going to drop directly into the squeezer, and the squeezer of course is going to squeeze that stuff out and bring it right down here, where now you don't have to do anything. This is just a fluid duct versus these are all item ducts, so and I did the opaque so you can actually see it going through. Now it's filling up this thing, and this thing's automatically making these scented panels, because all I did is set up the grid here with the royal jelly, the oak wood planks, the beeswax, and the pollen clusters. Now one thing I could do to kind of make all this stuff go in here easily, well, is fill this full of wood, or get like an auto crafting thing over here and then just have that directed into this chest right here and have that exported with the royal jelly and the pollen clusters, because those are direct outputs of coming right from the bee apiaries. Now pollen doesn't get, I don't think, maybe it is a byproduct sometimes in the squeezer. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it is. But I know the propolis is a chance, and because of that, I've set this right here to pull propolis out, and then that basically puts it back into this chest, which then brings it back over there to the better barrel. Now, for the now that's basically what happens, and after it makes these scented panelings, I'm going to get it sucked out of here, and it's going to go right into this unnamed block report to mod author Steve's workshop. And what that's going to do, this thing is down to the last scented panel, and I've already got this basically built out, and I've got these impregnated casings that I pre-built that are in here. Now I could set up this thing for also to make those impregnated casings, but I would have to probably build a whole nother like deal, I think. I don't know, I could probably work something out, and maybe in a later episode I'll show you guys some of that stuff. But right now we're seeing here, we've got this, what do we got now? We're at 100 honey. What do we have? Do we have more honey? Okay, let's actually just drop these dripping combs in here. Alright, those get sucked out, and those are the same thing. Now, of course, those have both, it has a drop of the honey drops and the honeydew. I don't think it has any of the propolis, but anyways, those are, yeah, okay, now they're in here. And maybe there is a small 10% chance or something like that of propolis, but I think mostly it's just like that. And of course, squeezer's going to do its thing right here. and it's going to come through here and then into here. And as you see, the honey now is at 200, 300, and use these thermodynamic ducts because they just seem to get everything a lot quicker. Now, okay, now this is going to make that final scented paneling, and you're going to watch this right here. It's going to automatically fill that in, and it's going to drop that alveoli block right here. It's going to auto craft it. Now I'm going to show you how I did all that in a moment, but I just want you to see the outcome of what it actually does. So now that it's making its way in here, let's just see. There it is. Now it's creating it through the recipe that I've already got it set up. The alveoli block's been told to be pushed out, and then I've got a chest that's just sitting on the surface. Now this chest will reap all of my awesome goodies that I've created or automated. So all that work down there for that one block. Now the thing is, I could be doing all of this stuff on my own, but you know what? I like to, like a lot of people, I like to be able to, even log offline because it's an online server. Just have a world anchor, something like that set up, and be able to reap the benefits of all that. And then I can come back on and I can build one of those nice big alveolis. Now, I just learned today how to build these things, and I know how to do the simple one. I know that there's a lot of other things you can do to them. I know it starts out with, what is it? It's 3 by 9? It's 3 by 3, like this, so it's 27 blocks total. Just like this. We're getting a world save in here. Ha! And then what you gotta do is you gotta actually put these slabs on. I don't think it matters what type of slabs it is. And then I think that is building it. There, just like that. Right? Yep. Boom. Just like that. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. See, it's already starting to fill up again. The only thing is, I just put in these impregnated casings, and I pre-built those, like I said. Like I said, I could probably fix up another thing here, but all right. So now to the process of why is this such a important block to have? Well, first of all, what I did for each one of these is I did a production speed upgrade, extra storage, and an auto crafter. So this is the first crafting grid that I have. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So here's the first grid, and that is what this one is right here. Now they all have pretty much they all have the same upgrades and little things like that. Also, this has a solar generator. Of course, you don't really need that. I think you can just hook up direct power to this. There is the transfer capacity, and the auto transfer is, which I think is what we're using right here. So like, let's go to, this is the first grid. What we're going to have here is, if you see, it says bottom side input enabled. So it's those scented panelings are coming out and they're getting injected right underneath the bottom there. And that's basically what you see. Those things are technically going in right here, but being that I've already laid out a grid of 8, it's just filling those in. So there's actually only 3 in my inventory. This is just a like a template of, or crafting grid for this. So I just set that up, and there's 3, and it's just injecting these in where it should be. Now, of course, there's 59 here. This is that extra storage that they were talking about. Those are definitely going to come in handy, especially in this case, because I didn't just put them like right there. I just sat them in here, and they'll always just pull from that 59 or whatever, how many of you have in there. If you're only making, I guess, one of these at a time, you can just put in 27 impregnated casings, and by the end of whenever you come back, and if you have all this automated like me, you should have yourself a full-size alveoli right there, just like this, or at least block-wise you should. All right, so the next thing I did, as you see for my second crafting grid, I have this right here, and it says left side, which is your right side when facing the front. So basically, if you look right here, I've got from the back of this chest, which receives all the items coming out of the centrifuge. So when you put these things in here, it's going to eject those pieces. See, like that? Those are going to, and beeswax all went in there. And both the beeswax and these two things and the emerald fragments are going to go into this chest. This chest is actually only going to get the beeswax, so this is kind of where they split off. The beeswax is going to go down in here and refill this. So this actually takes care of the scented paneling. And then the other one right here is actually going to be just for the emerald fragments, and those are going to shoot in from the back side, not the underneath, but the back. And as you see here for the second crafting grid, which is for this one, I've got the back side, the input, and the left side, well, your right side, which is my right side is over here, which everything should be hidden that one, because that's how it goes up to the chest up here and makes like, so in this case it's making a emerald. And as you see, the emerald is actually already almost complete. Yeah, see, watch, we're gonna watch this happen. It should happen any minute now. There it is, crafting the emerald. It gets pulled out and it should be in this chest in just a second. And boom, just like that. Now, of course, you can speed that process up with better pipes. These are just hardened ones. These are ones that I can realistically make at this point. And that's what I try to do. I just tried to make this work. Now, this is a lot of craziness. Now, if you guys can figure out ways to do this a little bit easier or less messy, let me know, because I have no idea. This is all new to me. I just went on a whim there and built this out of the craziness. Now, right off the get-go, sometimes you get propolis right through here, you know, right from the hives, and that I actually just dropped that in here because before I didn't know what to do, or I don't know, I just didn't think about everything, and I just thought about that here. Well, the thing is, if that propolis goes into here, it's just going to automatically get pulled out right here and go into here. So it's just another like highway basically for that propolis to get to that better barrel. Now, that better barrel can also be placed on the surface as well, so you can kind of keep an eye on that and pull that out. I don't know. Some people might just put that right into trash. It really depends on what you're using it for, because I know there is a purpose for that. Like, oh God, I did that again. But yeah, there is a purpose for it. You can make slime balls, this peat, even the apiarist pipe itself, you have to use the propolis. So there are uses for it. In a letter, I don't think you're probably going to use many of those. You can even do the crated populace, all these different little things, but I don't have any use for any of that stuff, so technically I just don't need it. So I'm just going to put it in a better barrel until I do need it, and I can just put that back, and yeah, that'll just be taken care of. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was 14 minutes long, but I think I showed you a lot. Now, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And I can tell you more or speak to you individually about like how I put all this stuff together. Just let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If not, then I'll just assume that you understand what I did. Also, you can go back and, of course, you know, replay the video how many ever times it takes you to follow what I'm doing. I'm talking really fast, and that's only because I'm not really good at explaining things, and I don't want to mess up and say But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and yeah. All right, we will see you next time. Later.